Now, during winter season, the white trail formed by the vapor released by the aeroplane engine takes a long time to disappear if the surrounding air has more relative humidity. You have seen during winter season when you look into the sky, you find behind the plane, no? Behind the plane, where the aeroplane is moving, you'll find a long white, like a comet. Have you seen a comet? White strip, long white strip. That white trail or that strip is the vapor given out by the aeroplane engine, the vapor or the gases given out and it takes a long time to disappear. Why? Because the surrounding air has more relative humidity, that means it is quite saturated. But if the surrounding air has got less relative humidity, then either the size of the white trail may be small. Okay, this can happen. Okay, or it may not even get formed. Like in the summer season, the relative humidity is quite less, and so what happens, we cannot see the white trail given out by the aeroplane engine. I hope you all have seen this. I hope you see the sky at least sometimes. I know we people don't bother to look even up. Our eyes are always fixed down on the earth. Sometimes you should look towards the sky. Okay, when we I was a small boy, we used to see this white trail, was, given out by the aeroplane engine. Okay, and today now we come to know why that white trail is there. Okay, what is the reason? So this, as I told you, this chapter is related to your daily life. Why do you see that white trail behind the aeroplane engine, that long comet like thing? Because it's not a comet. I'm just telling you, it looks like a comet, like a long strip. Okay, so that is because of this humidity, the relative humidity, and the season, of course. What season? During winter season. You see it very often during winter season. If you have not seen, maybe next time, if you are in a cold, where the temperature is very cold, and it's a winter season, have a look. Maybe you will be lucky enough to see it. Now, the next thing is, why do we see tiny drops of water when we take a bottle of water vapor out of the refrigerator? You have seen when you take a bottle of water out of the refrigerator, on the surface of the water bottle, you see small tiny water drops, no? Yes, you all have seen it. This now definitely you have seen that. Aeroplane guy, I'm not sure, but this though you have must have seen it. Whenever you remove water bottle from the fridge, or the refrigerator, definitely you must seen water drops on the surface of the water bottle. If not, then there is something wrong with it. Then why do we see water droplets on the grass or leaves of plants or the window glass panes of vehicles during winter? During winter, you have seen on the glass panes, of the vehicles, or the windows or the doors of our houses, or the grass and the leaves of the plant. You see small water drops, and sometimes we even write our names on those window panes. With a finger we write the name, just for fun. So why does it happen? We'll see this. When the air cools, it becomes saturated with water vapor due to the decrease in the temperature. So because the temperature has decreased, what happens? The air becomes saturated. It was not saturated, but when the temperature becomes less, the capacity of the air to carry the water vapor also becomes less. So indirectly, so inadvertently or whatever, so it becomes saturated. So because it becomes saturated, what happens is, as a result, the excess water gets converted into tiny droplets. Okay, let me give you the same example. Now if you are confused, let me give you the same example. Let's say that temperature was 40 degree. Temperature was 40. We saw, no, at 40 degrees Celsius, we saw in the earlier slides, no, at 40 degrees Celsius, 1 kilogram of dry air can carry 49 grams. If you remember, two slides before I told you, can carry how many grams? 49 grams. But let's say now the temperature become 20 degrees Celsius. How much? 20 degrees Celsius. So how many grams I told you? 1 kilogram of dry air can carry now. How many grams? It can carry only 14.7 grams. 14.7. Now let's forget 14 for the decimal. Let's think it is 15 grams. Let's think it is 15. So at 40 degree he was carrying 40 grams, at 40 degrees, sorry, at 40 degrees he was carrying 49 grams. Now when it came to 20 degree, half of it, it can carry only say 15 grams, 14.7 actually. I will round it off to 15. So how many? What is the difference now? You tell me. कितना कम हो गया उसका कैपेसिटी कम हो गया 34 ग्राम से, बिकॉज 49 minus 15 becomes how much? 34. Yes, am I right? So 34 gram. Now the air can carry only 15 grams, but actually it was carrying how many grams? 49 grams. How many grams? 49 grams. Now suddenly he can carry only 15 grams. So what will happen? He'll have to drop, or he'll have to leave that 34 grams extra. Now that 34 gram whatever extra gets converted into water droplets. I hope it is clear now with this example. Yeah. So let's proceed. Now dear students, we'll see a small video clip to understand this concept of dew point and absolute humidity. Okay, so we'll see a small video.
Dew point and humidity. A dew point and humidity. About 71% surface of the earth is covered with water. Due to constant evaporation of water, water vapor is always present in the atmosphere. The amount of water vapor in the atmosphere helps us to understand the state of daily weather. The presence of water vapor in the air makes it moist. The moisture in the atmosphere is called humidity. For a given volume of air, at a specific temperature, there is a limit on how much water vapor the air can contain. If the amount exceeds this limit, the excess vapor converts into water droplets. When the air contains maximum possible water vapor, it is said to be saturated with vapor at that temperature. The amount of vapor needed to saturate the air depends on temperature of the air. If air temperature is low, it will need less vapor to saturate the air. For example, if temperature of air is 40 degrees Celsius, it can contain 49 grams of water vapor per kilogram of dry air without condensation. If the amount of vapor exceeds this limit, the additional vapor will condense. However, if the temperature of air is 20 degrees Celsius, it can contain only 14.7 grams of water vapor per kilogram of dry air without condensing. If the vapor contained in air is less than that of the maximum limit, then the air is said to be unsaturated. Suppose unsaturated air at a certain temperature is taken and its temperature is decreased. A temperature is reached at which the air becomes saturated with vapor. This temperature is called the dew point temperature. The vapor content in the air is measured using a physical quantity called absolute humidity. The mass of vapor present in a unit volume of air is called absolute humidity. Generally, absolute humidity is measured in kilogram per meter cube. The feeling of humid or dry nature of air not only depends on the amount of vapor in the air, but it also depends on how close that amount is for making the air saturated with vapor. It means that it depends on temperature of the air also. The ratio of actual mass of vapor content in the air for a given volume and temperature to that required to make the air saturated with vapor at that temperature is called the relative humidity. The relative humidity at the dew point is 100%. If the relative humidity is more than 60%, we feel that the air is humid. If the relative humidity is less than 60%, we feel that the air is dry. During winter season, you may have observed a white trail at the back of a flying plane in a clear sky. As the plane flies, the vapor released by the aeroplane engine condenses and forms clouds. If the surrounding air is having more relative humidity, it takes a long time for the white trail formed by condensation of the vapor to disappear. If relative humidity of the surrounding air is less, either the size of the white trail may be small or it may not even get formed.